divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple, and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids, and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work, she's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, you know, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like, divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple. And
that was it, right? All right, so we can get the ladies' thoughts on that. Have you guys ever, has this ever happened to you? Do you know anyone that's done this before? And guys, get the likes, let's get to 3,000. We can start here.
With me. Well, I mean, I can speak off of personal experience, I guess, because
yeah, what are your thoughts on the video? Does it happen before?
I mean, like,
yeah, I know.
I got married at 19, so, and my husband was 27, so there was like a giant age gap, you know? So, like,
not really.
I mean,
Not really.
maturity wise, I feel like
Okay.
we were on 2 different levels. Me being young and naive, and him being older and silly. Anyways, but but I think, like, after my divorce, like, because I didn't have that, like, youthful time, you know what I mean? Like, I went through that whole period of, like, exploring and figuring out what I liked and what I didn't like and what I wanted and things like that. So I can, but then at the same time, I did miss, like, having someone there all the time too, like, you know, someone to come home to and, like, cook.
How long are you guys married for?
9 years.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Damn. Wait, but she's exploring. Exploring what though?
I mean, just, like, finding myself. Like, I don't think, like, I wouldn't have figured out that I'm attracted to women or anything like that.
Oh, it's the sex,
you
though.
know,
Sex, yeah.
my
It's fine.
career, not just
No,
the sex.
come on, you said
I mean, sex is important. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
and if
but
your kinks
I
aren't being
asked you the
fulfilled,
question, and you said exploring women, like as in what, like sex, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, it's fine. It's fine. You're a
Yeah.
freak.
But
Just
did
hold on to it.
you hear what
Hold
she
on to
said
it.
after that?
No, because and then
Yeah.
the guys don't care about that.
Yeah,
like guys care about one thing, and then like once you talk, the more you talk as a woman.
Okay,
it's
you
like,
know, but that's a difference. Like, you're talking about lust, and she's talking about love.
She said exploring women.
Yeah, I know, but
And
like
I
after
asked
that,
her, and like, oh, sexy. Yes, she agreed.
yeah, she also talked about like finding her career and stuff.
I know, but that's why I communicated what it mean by that, and she said sex. So career is one thing, ladies. Career is something that you girls do because you're bored, because you're single, whatever. But the moment you have a family and a baby, you're like, fuck this career. I want to retire and find a guy like Brandon or Myron to take care of me. Blah blah blah. You girls won't work. She's miserable working at 40.
No, I love my job actually.
Yeah.
Bro, you on the yacht. She's miserable at 40. You know what I'm saying? So it's like most women, right, her age, are miserable. So trust me, you girls don't. All right,
miserable.
raise your hand if you want to work with kids.
If I would
Half-ass.
or
What
want
do you
to.
mean? Like,
I plan
work
on
with
being
kids,
married
like-
by 25.
But when you're
Put
married,
the bottle on screen.
do you want to work though?
No, not at all.
Exactly, right? You guys don't want to work. So it's
I
like,
do.
don't say career because it's bullshit.
I do. I'm very passionate about my work.
Bro, you
All right,
miserable.
so you were.
I'm
you
the
were-
outlier,
So
of course,
who initiated the
but-
divorce? You initiated the divorce, right?
Yes.
And you guys were together for 9 years.
on,
So
chat.
you,
Put a
you
one
left
in
him
chat.
when you were like 27, roughly.
Yeah. Right during COVID.
Okay. And did he see it coming or no?
I think we both saw it coming.
He did.
Like, we both were at an end of our relationship. You know, we were sleeping in separate bedrooms. We
Yeah.
tried to like make it work. You know,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't there.
Okay. And what was the chief
yeah.
reason you left? Bored too?
He actually
He
lacked a lot of ambition, and
Yeah.
I'm very driven and ambitious and want more for myself. You
Okay.
know?
He didn't make enough money.
No, that wasn't even. Well, I mean, that would have helped, but like he didn't have anything as like an end goal. Like he was cool with playing video games and working a mediocre job, and you know, like we had 2 kids. I want to set like a good example for
Wait,
them.
2 kids.
Yeah, I have 2 kids.
So you gave to play video games to kids?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get married at
Yeah.
19. I don't
Yeah,
recommend
what
it.
did he do? What did he do for work?
So he worked as a chemical operator at a couple manufacturing plants. Nothing.
So what was he bringing in per year? Roughly,
Maybe 40K.
40K a year.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So he just didn't, because I love when women say he wasn't ambitious enough or whatever, because that typically comes down to productivity, which means earning potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. You don't want to sound, I guess, materialistic from a financial perspective. So you're saying ambition, but all right, fair.
I mean, I'm cool with going and get my own money. I don't necessarily need someone to take care of me financially.
Yeah, but that's precisely
But-
the reason why women leave when they say, because this is
But
what
we
I
have,
realized.
we
with-
have 2 children to think about, you know,
Sure,
and
sure.
wanting to make a better future for them. And,
I'm not knocking you for
yeah.
it. I just, my thing is, you know, I have a saying, and women get mad when I say it, but I say all women are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovel.
I mean,
And what I
okay,
mean by this is, it comes to biology, like
security.
Briffelt's law. So, like with women, it's like you're dealing with a guy. As soon as that guy is no longer providing what he's supposed to provide, she's gonna start to slowly wean off. Because women look at it like, if you can't even provide or do your job, why the fuck am I here? I could go find somebody else.
That's true.
Versus like men, we don't have that dynamic. Like if it was, let's say the other way around, you decided I don't want to move up in my company. I just want to kind of play video games at 40K per year. He probably wouldn't leave you. But with women, that's very important. Like I always say, a man looks to a woman's past. A man always looks to a woman's past versus a woman always looks to a man's future. So the fact that the future wasn't bright, you were like, you know what? I'm hedging against you and I'm going to leave. Because I always tell guys, when a woman leaves you, she doesn't believe in your future. She's betting against you that she could do better. So, and that's fine. I'm actually one of the few people where I don't knock women for wanting a guy for being financially secure. I think that's what y'all should be looking for. And I think the feminist mantra that tells you, oh, go equal and you should be providing too, I think that's a lie. And I think women should be looking for a provider. But the problem is you guys lie to yourselves and say, oh no, I'll go 50-50 or whatever. Like her, no offense. But that's not what y'all are built for, what I've realized.
Yeah. No, biologically, we want that safety net. We want that. And it would be nice to be able to like hand that weight off to like somebody else. I would love to be able to do that, but until I find that, I'd rather just do my own thing.
Do you know that being a wife is
So.
a job? Cooking.
Yeah, I did it. I was a stay-at-home mom.
Cooking. Yeah, that's a job. So there's no reason you should be
Oh, so you
going
didn't work when you guys were
50-50
together?
with the man.
Oh, I didn't work in the beginning. No.
Did you get a job during the marriage at all?
Yes, I did.
Midway or something?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's what started. Yeah. Once you start to enter the workforce,
I also dropped like 100 pounds too,
Why
so
get-
that probably helped.
Why would you?
I seen her on Instagram, man. She definitely went from
Yeah.
like night and day, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
like, she was like this, man.
Yeah.
all right.
You know.
Well, no,
so,
they always
yeah,
say
yo.
the
Shout out to
beginning
you,
of the
man.
end is when she starts to lose weight.
Yeah.
A lot of the times.
It's like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. I know my worth.
Why would you go 50-50 with a man? Like you said, you get your own money, you can do it yourself. Why get in a relationship
I
with a
wouldn't
man? What?
do 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, early
Because-
in, what she's saying is in the beginning, it was a 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
He paid for everything, but I think as she was trying to plan her exit route, she started working and losing weight, and then she got out.
You could be by yourself and get money by yourself. There's no reason to get in a relationship. And it's not 50-50. You can just go
Yeah, I wouldn't do 50.
100%
I wouldn't
by
do
yourself
50-50.
all
I
the
would
time, and you.
take
No,
care of
you're missing the
myself.
point.
Yeah.
He paid 100% in the beginning.
He
Yeah.
did in the
Yes.
beginning.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't until she was planning her exit that she started working.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
To escape.
How many women want to go 50-50 versus women who want to be reliant on their husband to work and provide?
This is good. That we can do this one. Raise a hand.
Yeah.
Ladies, how many of you, just so you get the logistics, how many of you want a 50-50 relationship?
Why?
Only one?
One?
All right, there you go. Only one. The rest want a man.
That's interesting. Which is
Not a little boy.
which is reasonable. I mean, that's like you, Myron. I mean, I feel like men should step up and be the provider
Yeah.
and take care of the household.
Yeah.
But women have to also be submissive too. A man
That's a privilege.
a man really don't care as much
For
about
women.
women's upper mobility in the corporate space than women care about men. So some women think that I'm more ambitious and I'm doing this, I'm going to land a man, but really the man that you want don't really want you to be doing all that, to be honest. You can have a skill set.
No, I agree.
So,
Because men do want a more submissive woman, and I mean, I would like to be able to give that to somebody, but they would have to prove that they're
Right.
worthy of that.
And
you
I
know?
agree with you. I don't know him. Obviously, there's two sides to
Yeah.
every coin, but I do encourage young men to be ambitious. Sitting on the couch playing video games is stupid. You can't get a woman if you're not going to be willing to provide.
Yeah.
All that 50-50 stuff that young men are doing today is insane. But I do encourage young men to find a woman who's worth putting your life on the line and putting your stressing out and having to work weird hours of the night, not being able to see your kids because you're providing, but make sure that woman is worth providing for. So as women, make sure you are the woman that a man feels empowered to want to support. I don't know y'all's situation, but sometimes women don't really encourage a man.
Single.
I'm saying I don't know your situation between you and that your ex,
Yeah, that-
but sometimes women don't inspire. Some women don't inspire a man to be better. And women, you got to understand, you have the superpower that you're adding this to a man's life that will inspire a man to reach his full potential. So put that in perspective as well.
I will say though, I see your perspective. You're saying, the man should want to be able to work and provide. But at the same time, too, it's like you got to be able to figure out the guy. Like, a guy when you meet him up front, like, is this guy really an ambitious guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is he really a go-getter? Is he assertive? Is he on his way up? Like, women got to be good, like, assessors of, potential future value. And if he's like lazy and other things, like, I think a big one is like, do they work out? They don't work out. He's probably not going to work hard in other endeavors either, right? Does he eat
I
like
agree.
shit? He's lazy. This guy might not be a go-getter. So
Why did you marry him at first? What about him made you want to marry him? I know you were young and probably immature.
Yeah.
But like, what did you see?
Because he was sweet and he did want to provide and like take care and do like a normal husband and wife kind of ordeal.
Have you ever
Like-
have you talked to him since?
We have a rocky relationship. I think my ex-husband holds a lot of bitterness towards me, and I try to be compassionate towards it because I understand it comes from like a hurt place,
you got him on
but-
child support, don't you?
Yeah,
You got him on child support,
like-
don't you?
actually,
bitterness?
I'm the baby daddy.
Oh, you
I'm the baby dad.
So you play child support to him, is what you're saying?
Correct.
hold on. Does he have custody of the kids?
We have joint custody of our kids.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Type of man
So you make
woman
more money than him.
I do.
You must make a lot more money.
Yeah, I was gonna.
A lot.
Yeah, for a woman to pay
Trust
child
me.
support, bro.
I know the
you
child
gotta-
support game.
Yeah.
I voluntarily opted to pay child support.
What?
Yeah,
Hold on, wait a minute. So, who set the number? The courts or you?
She did.
I did.
Because
Ego.
I know voluntarily it could be that you submitted your financials to the court, but you this is not a court order. You just decided to do it.
Yeah, we.
Oh, you guys agreed. You guys
we
agreed.
agreed
to-
outside of court.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's.
she has a big ego for sure.
I
like
do.
Blazer,
I really
and
do.
then,
I'm
mean,
definitely
I
told
because I
myself.
was gonna say if that's court sanctioned,
Her eyes.
a woman paying child support to a man, that means you make significantly more. That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
but she admitted that she pays more. All right, nigga. Here's what it is.
So
And
there's
then-
no alimony involved in stuff because obviously the court's not involved. Well, if it was alimony, you'd pay more than that.
Is he in a relationship with somebody else?
He is.
Dude.
Are they married or
No.
interesting?
bro.
Okay.
Like. she
So
knows
in your
everything,
case,
man.
you have no, unlike this girl in the story, you have no regret. You're like, yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
I mean,
I'm gone.
I don't
Outside
wanna-
of the kids,
Yeah,
do you
that's
have
my
regret?
biggest thing is with
Yo,
the kids,
Chad's like
but-
baby daddy.
Do you think that you're like
W,
you have
man.
an
Hey, yo,
alpha female?
yo, start the microphone, man. Let's go, man. Some more sound effects, man.
No, I do. I agree.
Yes.
I ain't back
Do
there,
you
so
think that
can't do
how
it.
masculine and alpha of a woman that you are, because you said that he's in a relationship with somebody now, do you think that she might have been the woman who was more submissive? And
No, because I was definitely way more submissive.
That's cap, bro. And I'm sober.
I really was. I was very young, and I mean,
Very nice,
I
submissive,
cooked,
bro.
I cleaned, I did everything for my
Well,
husband.
I think it's important for people to realize
know,
she came into the relationship submissive, right, and young and naive and stuff, and she
Yeah,
did what she was supposed to do.
but-
But as she realized the potential's not there,
Yeah.
She
women
had
get
a time clock,
masculinized when they do that.
though. Time clock. She's like, oh, nigga, like do something,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So like girls who are not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but here's the thing: like once she saw the potential not there, that's when women start to masculinize. It's like when the guy isn't doing what he's supposed to
Parker
do.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially,
After the
if,
sex.
if we take what you said at face value that is true, weak men create these women.
Yep.
And they put
yeah.
women in situations where it hurts them more than it helps them in some cases. Because now you got to go out and be a provider, and now you got to be ultra masculine. Now you got to be daddy to these kids. And so then you get into a situation where after a while, you don't need a man.
Yeah.
And then when you feel like you don't need a man, then you don't really want a man. And then the man got to have such a high standard, or you got such high standards for men that you end up not with a man. And so, and then I say this, and I know that Myron will agree with me, that all of this comes down to men.
Yeah.
If you weak, you create weird
Fantastic.
situations for women,
Yeah.
which create weird situations for other men. Strong men is what create better environments for women who can raise their children with peace and love and dignity versus women who are out here struggling.